Thursday and again on Tuesday. Worked with Tie the Knot both times. Handled it very well. He raced here as a 3-year-old in the Amy Vase, was just run, and he ran second to Alpha. And, you know, he obviously handles the track okay. That's not a problem. And, you know, looking forward to it very much.
And winning a Cox Plate, it'd be the icing on the cake, wouldn't it, Craig?
Cox Plate, yeah, definitely. It'd be beautiful for the horse and great for Rod and also for me. But there's a bit of work to do yet.
Good. All the best, Craig.
Thanks, Darren.
That was obviously recorded earlier. Craig did make a quick switch from his coat and tie, or his shirt and tie, back to his gear. But here are the horses. TAB number 1, Simon, is Tie the Knot. We should ask Darren Beedman how he looks, eh?
How is he, Darren?
Good, Simon. Yep, he looks actually absolutely fantastic, Tie the Knot. I think this is the best he's looked this preparation. His coat's shining like a new gold penny. And Guy Walder's turned him out in exceptionally good order.
Ken, we've just heard from Craig Carmody, the rider of number 2, Intergaze.
Yeah, and he's trained by Rod Craig, who's done a marvellous job. Now, this is a 6-year-old stallion, and he's won a Group 1 race every preparation from the time he won the Champagne Stakes as a 2-year-old. And as always, Rod's got him trained to the minute.
Number 3 is Northern Drake. He's not with us. He's at home on the straw with a sore foot. Number 4 is The Message, Jim. And Ken said you'd like to chop off a leg to be in the race. I think you'd have to add one to this bloke.
Yeah, look, I just hope that he doesn't sort of get in the way. He might probably go forward. He sort of might annoy a couple of these horses that want to slot in up on the speed. He might go up and take on Sunline, who knows? But, oh, he's got no weight, mate.
And The Message, not many wraps for him now. Make no mistake, Darren, you're down in the yard. Talk us through him. Not many of us have seen him live. What's he look like?
Yeah, well, he doesn't look too much different to any of the gallopers in the enclosure. He's a mediocre type of horse, like in size-wise, and not an overly big horse, but has a good long length of rein about him, the English type of horse. And he's nice and relaxed. He's not stirred up. He's not caught up by all the hoo-ha that's going on down here, so he's pretty sensible.
Yeah, well, he looks pretty used to it there. He's very relaxed. He's with his handler, and look, wonderful to see that he's made the race all the way from Ireland, trained by Dermot Weld, of course, and he expects a bold showing from him, as we expect from number 6, Ken, Sky Heights, the winner of the Foster's Caulfield Cup.
Well, you summed it up earlier, Simon, when you said he's as tough as old boots, but he looks pretty good too. He won 2 Group 1 races in the autumn, the Rosehill Guineas and the AJC Derby. He's going even better now, and if it gets down to a slog, he won't be giving in. He looks good. He hasn't taken any harm from the Caulfield Cup.
Number 7 is Lahar, Jimmy, and she's going to need a fair bit of luck to be anywhere near these, isn't she?
I can't see her being competitive at all, Simon. As I say, the boys are just going to be wanting to keep out of Lahar's way, the back markers. She's probably going to be back a little bit. As I say, I couldn't see her giving him a shake.
Shane Dye earlier in the week with number 8, Sunline, he believes that she just won't run the trip because of the pressure in a Cox Plate. Do you think the same thing?
Well, just looking at her here on the television, she looks lovely and relaxed. Normally she's on the toe a little bit more than what she is, but look, Trevor McKee said all preparation, his race was the Cox Plate for her. Just looking at her here, she looks magnificent.
She does look very, very good. Number 9, In a Flurry, also looks very good after an excellent run in the Caulfield Cup, Ken.
Yeah, she did have a great run in the Caulfield Cup. She covered ground. A lot of people think it was the run of the race for her to run 3rd. She's a winner at this track. Colin Alderson said he went a bit easy on her after the Cup, put her out in the paddock for a day, let her have a swim, and she looks well.
Darren, talk us through Redoubt's choice and how he looks before we speak to Jimmy.
Well, Simon, he just walked past me and it made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. He just looks absolutely brilliant. And, you know, when you stand down beside this horse, you appreciate the size of him. He's an awesome type of horse. There's a presence about him. He looks cherry ripe for this race. Looks brilliant.
He looks like a 6-year-old gelding wandering around there. He's been to the races 100 times, Jim.
Yeah, look, he looks sensational on the telly here. I can't wait till he walks past us, guys. The big thing about him, look how relaxed he is. He'll come out. You think he's been around for 3 preparations. He's got a big task today, but I think he's good enough to be very competitive in this race. Great 3-year-olds win the race, and he's got the credentials to do it.
That was Julie Higgins leading the field out on cross swords for the 1999 BMW Cox Plate. Number 11, Ken, is Testarossa.
Yeah, Testarossa's a nice horse, and I had a good look at him earlier. He's a credit to his trainer, Dean Lawson, and he's probably the value in the race.
Yes, he looks spot on, doesn't he, Testarossa? Be interesting to see if he can run the trip. Jim.
Well, that's the big thing. Damien said after the Caulfield Guineas that he didn't think he'd run the trip, but look, he's a quality 3-year-old. He's only, half a length ahead behind Redoubt's Choice, so if he gets a cosy run, the big plus for the good 3-year-olds, the 48.5.
You're seeing the big white nose roll on Commands, the other 3-year-old in the race. Ken, do you give him any sort of chance?
I doubt it. I don't think Commands is going quite good enough. He ran a good race in the Caulfield Guineas to run third, but I think he'll be battling to beat Redoubt's Choice home.
Yes, it's going to be difficult. And there's Julie Higgins. There she is, leading the WS Cox Plate down the straight on Cross Swords, a winner of the Sydney Cup, and she'll be absolutely thrilled. I suppose the horse will be too, getting onto the track, but she's done an enormous job with a disability to be such a fine rider here in this country.
Yes, if you've only just tuned in, Julie Higgins is the leading disabled rider in the world, and it's a credit to the club here to allow her to lead the parade. And the horses are just about to go on the track as they come through the tunnel under the main member stand, with Shane Dye leading them out on Tie the Knot. And of course, you just saw the last few there. Redoubt's Choice, Testarossa in centre screen, and Commands in the All Cerise behind him.
Darren, you're still out there in the mounting yard. What's it like?
Everyone's heading down towards you, Simon, and I've just happened to be able to grab Cole Alderson with me. He's got Sky Heights and Inner Flurry. They both look tremendous, Cole.
Yeah, look, they've presented well. They've done everything right. Probably the most relaxed I've ever been going into a Group 1 race, and I'm very, very happy with both horses.
Why wouldn't you? You won the Caulfield Cup last week. You can handle the big time now.
I'm getting a bit better, a little bit better. Still got a long way to go yet, but no, it's a great feeling, and it's good to have. It's a pretty fortunate position to be in. You know how hard it is to get a horse into a Group 1 race, let alone to have two in it, and I probably envy of a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure, Cole. I'll let you get down there so you can get a seat. They're building up, and yeah, I'm sure you want the right seat to be able to watch these two go around.
Well, I won't make them run any faster, but I'd like to see them.
Good, thanks, Cole.
Thank you.
Back to you, Simon.
Well, one of the most amazing things you'd ever want to see as the horses come out under the tunnel. Redoubt's Choice has walked out here. There is people everywhere. There is noise. There's bands playing. And Fairnickham, he didn't bat an eyelid, Jim.
Just seeing him walk on the track there, Simon, he still hasn't even worried about breaking out into a trot. He's so relaxed. I just hope Muncie's as relaxed as he is, and once they get in the barrier, he'll wake up, and I'm sure Redoubt's Choice will be on the ball today.
Well, the tactics of the 1999 BMW Cox Plate are going to be so important. Here's Shane Dye to talk us through them.
In the roar, they're set. Off for the Cox Plate.
Now this is the turn out of the straight. It's 250 metres after the start. Now normally the horse racing one off the fence gets squeezed and checked out a bit. The horse on the fence, he'll come out to give himself a bit of room, and the horse 3 deep, well, he don't want to be out here. He wants to save ground going round here, so he'll run in a bit. While the horses on the fence are coming out, the horse in the middle has to be very, very careful not to get checked and go out the back. There's always interference going into this turn.
A bit more than 2 to Dame Ripper on the outside of Alpha. Juggler is next as they go out of the home straight and through.
Now we've turned out of the straight, there's a mile to go. This is a beautiful run here. It's downhill and it's about 400 metres. Sometimes they quicken up here because it's downhill. Other times they pull up. Now if they pull up, the horses out 3 and 4 wide who have been caught wide around that first turn normally go up near the lead and will go to the front. The major thing here to do is to get your horse to relax and have a look where all the runners are and worry about the pace of the race.
Down the back straight, approaching the 800 metres mark. Tarn Per Lane is the leader.
Now we've just gone past the half mile, and this is where the race begins. The back markers start to take off. The pressure's applied. This is where everybody wants a clear run. Now I believe it doesn't matter whether you're on the fence or out here, as I was on octagonal, 10 wide, as long as you have a clear run. Very vital. Now, the half mile's back there, the 200 metre turns up there. You have a run of about 550 metres of straight running. So it doesn't matter whether you're 10 wide, you're not covering any extra ground, but you've got to be going forward.
Octagonal starting to move, he'll have to go very deep, Jearn.
Now we're halfway round the turn, about 300 metres out. The crowd's behind me, they'll be on their feet, there'll be loud screaming. It's the only course in Australia where I can actually hear the crowd during the race. Now you do not want to be on the fence over here at this part of the race. If you are, you're normally getting checked as Daneman was 3 years ago, pushed back through the field. You've got to be out, you've got to be going. The race is over here. If you're caught in behind them, you don't win. 200 metres out, we turn for home. The whips are cracking. It's an amazing feeling. It's normally a close finish. I hope I get up on Tie the Knot.
It's a fantastic finish. Octagonal. Octagonal wins the Cox Plate about a half neck to the
Shane Dye on Octagonal, and Jimmy, those tactics, Shane seemed to be really emphasising the clear run you need from the 800.
Especially if you're coming into the race, Simon, it's very important that you have a clear run. You don't get something coming back on you, because that can win or lose the race for you. You've got to come out, give yourself that chance to go forward and an uninterrupted run.
Well, it's an absolute frenzy out here at the front. Everyone's taking a posse to watch this 1999 BMW Cox Plate. I bet it's a frenzy in the betting ring, Ralph.
It certainly has been a frenzy in the betting ring, Simon, but this is the race for purists, and even the hardened pro punters already taking their vantage points. As far as the betting activity goes, this is the most open Cox Plate I can remember. Reduced Choice and Tie the Knot are equal favourites, but you can get terrific odds for a favourite in a Cox Plate. Further out to Sunline, she was very strong in the lead up to the betting for this race, but then once the bookies open up specifically for this race, she has eased a little bit. The main reason being a tremendous amount of money for Sky Heights, last week's Caulfield Cup winner, and of course ridden by Damien Oliver, the favourite jockey down here for the Melbourne punters. Good money here for Sky Heights. It's virtually on the second line of betting now, Sky Heights. Then we're further out to Intergaze, not a lot of money for her, out to Inner Flurry, and then really good each way odds for 3 horses, Testarossa, Make No Mistake, and Commands. As far as the other two, write your own ticket. Back to you, Simon.
Good on you, Ralphie. It's been pretty hectic down there, I'm sure. And Ken, what are your final thoughts on this big race?
Well, I think it's going to be a great race, and I reckon a man who'll know more than me at this point is Simon Marshall behind the barrier.
Thank you, Kenny. Yeah, Sunline got a little bit fizzed when she walked onto the track. Greg Childs has gave her a nice warm-up, and she's just relaxed. Beautiful. She will relax today, not a problem. Intergaze looked perfect. Make no mistake also. Sky Heights, Damien Oliver giving him a real good warm-up. He's also nice and relaxed, handling the crowd well. Inner Flurry. Now, she is just nice and relaxed. She sweats up a little bit around the shoulder and the neck, but she's spot on. She's taking everything into her own accord. Greg, you got no hope on Lahar. You look great, though. I can tell you that Testarossa looks fantastic. Apart from that, everything's ship-shape. We're ready for a cracker. We'll head back to you, boys.
Yeah, thank you, Simon. Well, Darby Munro holds the record with 5 Cox Plate wins. 3 jockeys, Greg Hall, Damien Oliver and Shane Dye, riding today, have won previous Cox Plates. And there is Greg Hall on Lahar, and she looks to be the last to take her place as we go to Greg Miles for the big one, the Cox Plate.
All in. They're set and ready. Command stood well, they're off. Reduced Choice began well. Make no mistake, missed it by a couple of lengths and settles towards the end. Sunline away in a rush, and so is Commands with Reduced Choice. Always fired up, settling second. As they go to the post, Sunline found the lead easily. Reduced Choice a length and a half away. Intergaze is on the fence and Commands is 4th. In behind those, Make No Mistake recovered quickly to be up 5th, and they're followed by Sky Heights outside the Message. A length and a half, Tie the Knot, who has 3 behind him by the 1600. Inner Flurry, Testarossa and Lahar. Sunline at the 1500, allowed to bowl along at her own leisure, leading by a length, Reduced Choice. On the inside in 3rd placing, Intergaze from Commands, and then came Make No Mistake, a length and a half to Sky Heights, a length the Message. 1 further back, Tie the Knot, Inner Flurry, followed by Testarossa, and last 2 lengths away is Lahar. Into the back at the 1200, and it's the New Zealand mare Sunline by 2 lengths, Reduced Choice. Intergaze on the rail, 3rd, followed by Make No Mistake, who's got up to 4th on the inside of Commands. The pace quickens now, 1,000 to run. 3 lengths away is Sky Heights, 2 lengths the Message. 3/4 then 2, Tie the Knot from Inner Flurry. Then came Testarossa and 2 lengths Lahar last of all. At the 800 turn, and it's Sunline trying to do it all, leading by 2, Reduced Choice. On the rails, Intergaze from Make No Mistake. Commands came out very wide to start a run. Then Sky Heights, Tie the Knot, is back behind the Message, followed by Testarossa. Commands has run right off the track down the side, where it's Sunline in front of Reduced Choice. Intergaze 3rd. Commands right on the outside rail. Here comes Sky Heights after the leader, and then Tie the Knot starting a run, but Sunline's raced away, and the New Zealand champion mare set up 4 lengths now from Reduced Choice, who can't find much at the moment. Sky Heights is running on, and so is Tie the Knot from Testarossa. Sunline with a mighty lead though. She's 4 in front. Tie the Knot gets to 2nd from Sky Heights, and then Testarossa. Sunline clear. Tie the Knot starting to make late ground, is rallying, but Sunline will hold on and win all the way. Sunline beat Tie the Knot by 2. Sky Heights 3rd, Testarossa 4th, and then Reduced Reduced Choice. A gap to the Message and Intergaze, followed by Make No Mistake. In a flurry, back to the tail end, Laha, and the Erratic Commands last in.
Well, what a performance by the great New Zealand mare, brilliantly rated by Greg Childs. Now had 18 starts for 13 wins, and who said a mare couldn't win the Cox Plate? 8, 1 and 6. Sunline at $5.60 and $2.20. Tie the Knot $2.10. Sky Heights $2.50. What a ripper was the Cox Place. Darren Beedman is with the winning connections.
Yeah, surely have. We've got Trev. Come here, Trev. You're not leaving us now, mate. Congratulations, mate.
Stephen's here, my co-trainer.
Okay, right up. Here's Steve. He's a co-trainer, the son of Trevor. Congratulations, Steve.
Thanks, Darren. Cheers, mate.
It was a great thrill, eh?
Yeah, it is. Sure is. You know, she really let go when he asked her, and that was the way we'd planned it. You know, and it all worked out to plan. Great.
Big thrill for you?
Yeah, fantastic.
Okay,
yeah.
Good on you, mate. Congratulations.
Thanks, Darren.
Back to you, Kenny.
Yeah, great work, Darren. And Greg Childs finished second last year on the 100-to-1 chance Northern Drake. Congratulated there by Greg Hall. What a performance. And as we stopped them on the turn, well, it was nearly all over here. Sunline had slipped them. Here's Tie the Knot. He runs second. Testarossa outside of him. Look at Commands. He ran off. This is Sky Heights. Sky Heights had his chance. Intergaze had his chance. Here's Redoubt's Choice. There's the Irish horse. Make no mistake. Here is the Message. He can't do anything. In a flurry dropped out, and that is Laha, the other grey. All right. Only one horse in it all the way down the straight, and that horse, of course, was the mighty Kiwi, Sunline. She just strode away, and, Childs slowed them down a little in the middle, let go about the 1,000. Jimmy Cassidy was sitting next to me, and when Childs put the foot on the pedal at the 600 metres, he said, he's home. And Jimmy Cassidy was exactly right, because she was home. And as we look at this head-on, Simon O'Donnell, we expected her to weaken, but no, she kept going. Tie the Knot come quickly, but she had over a length to spare on the line.
Oh, did she what? That was just power, all power. Awesome horsepower here from Sunline. Was beautifully rated by Greg Childs. He didn't panic at any stage. You saw him there just looking up at the big screen to get a look at what was coming from behind him. That's how much of a presence of mind he had. He knew he was right. Tie the Knot did everything in his power to run her down, but he just wasn't strong enough in the end.
No, Shane Dye said he would wait till late, but it was too late because the bird had flown. Greg Childs, a great performance. He's now with Simon Marshall.
Thank you very much, Kenny, and an elated Greg Childs. What a phenomenal performance, Greg, from go to woe.
Yes, I mean, it's, as we all know, it's not hard to win a big race from start to finish. Mountain Power did it last year, and we did it again. We did it this year, and she's a super filly.
Greg, she wanted to pull a little bit going out of the straight the first time. Didn't she relax for your win?
That's right. She flew the gate well, settled nicely, but as we approached the winning post, she started to get sparked up through the crowd and the roar. She was pulling pretty hard.
Yeah.
Once she got past the mile, right up until about just past the 1200, then she relaxed, got her breathing properly. And I thought, well, I've done my bit. It's now up to her to run it out strong, and she did that.
Very Pracey, did you want to nick off on the point of the bend and get a break on them?
Yeah, Trevor told me to try and get a couple of length breaks if you can, because she doesn't sprint, she just whacks away, and that's what I did, and we got it.
Well, it's a great career in the saddle. Tell us about those last 4 or 5 strides.
Yeah, that's right. I knew because I had a quick glance at about the 150, and I was pretty confident, so I was there to enjoy the moment, along with my family and my family and friends back in New Zealand.
Great training performance this, Greg.
Trevor, he's done a terrific job. He set it for this race, and I'm pretty damn happy.
Go lap it up where you expect to see a star jump or something?
No star jump.
Go and enjoy, Greg. Well done. Back to you boys on course.
Yeah, thank you very much, Simon. Sunline first, Tie the Knot second. Third in the Cox Plate was TAB number 6, Sky Heights. Officially fourth was Testarossa. Fifth was the other 3-year-old, Reduced Choice. And 6th, Intergaze.
Just a wonderful horse race. And there's Greg Childs bringing Sunline back into the winner's circle. Graham Salisbury, the clerk of the course there. The trainers, Trevor, Steve McKee coming over, giving her a little pat on the shoulder, a shake of the hands. It's just wonderful to see a trainer and his owners set a horse for a race so far out. There was a lot of, I suppose, conjecture on whether she'd run the trip. She ran it better than anyone else could by about a length and a half. Was just a sensational effort there from Sunline. and there she is soaking up all the atmosphere, as is Greg Childs. It's a wonderful day for both horse and rider and all the connections of the winner of the 1999 BMW Cox Plate.
She'd previously won a few Group 1 races, the Flight Stakes and the Doncaster, but this race has sealed the greatness of this New Zealand mare. As I said earlier, 18 starts for 13 wins, and her prize money is around about $3.5 million. What a racehorse.
Yes, she is. She's certainly something very, very special. I just think so calm for after what she's just done, and it's the biggest run of her life. It's the biggest thrill that any of the trainer, the connections will ever have in racing. There she is coming back. We remember last year, and Nick Moratis dancing up and down the straight here at Moonee Valley. Well, not so today. It's a little more subdued. Trevor McKee, he's nice and quiet. The horse just starting to get a touch stirred up. Greg Childs, he's thrilled. He's a hard-working jockey. He does a great job, rides week in, week out, works very hard as a track work during the week, and it culminates today on a wonderful ride on Sunline.
Exactly right. New Zealanders have been coming here for years and years and stealing our prize money. And again, here's another invader who has conquered the local horses. What a horse, Sunline. And Greg Childs, I can't speak highly enough of his ride. Did everything right. Followed the instructions of the McKees to the letter when he just slipped them coming to the turn, and when she straightened up about 4 lengths in front, boy oh boy, the others were in trouble.
Yeah, it's a wonderful effort. You'll never forget that from the McKees. I mean, we've mentioned their training effort, but the way they planned this race, they read it spot on. They would have been seeing newspaper and television reports all during the week. Shane Dye even saying she won't run the trip, there'll be too much pressure. She created the pressure and they couldn't cop it.
I can't bag Shane because I thought the same thing myself, and well, this mare proved us wrong. Tie the knot, gallant in defeat, chased hard, and well, he's a great racehorse, and he'll be there on Melbourne Cup Day trying to go one better than a second placing. And Sunline, I'd suspect she might go home to New Zealand now and have a spell.
Well, I think she could go home well and truly happy. Will Greg Childs give us a star jump? I doubt it. He's a rather quiet character, and she's just starting to get a touch stirred up. You see the crowd in the background. There was such a roar when they jumped, then nearly silence during the race, and as they turned for home, they went absolutely berserk. As Sunline won the BMW Cox Plate for 1999, as we take a break on the wide world of sports. Well, there she is, Ken. She's just starting to put some space in them before the turn.
At this point, Redoubt's Choice can't keep up in second place. At Sky Heights going up outside him in the blue sleeves and the yellow checks. Intergaze on the rails, and you'll just catch Tie the Knot in the red colours, about to go round all 3 of these horses, but he couldn't go round the 4th one. The gallant, the bonny, the great New Zealand mare, Sunline. Winning $1,070,000 for her connections, where the jockey and the trainer will be well rewarded, 10% to the trainer and 5% to the jockey, and that sure ain't high,
And you just saw Greg Childs there. There he is, having a peek at the big screen to say, where are you, fellas? Then a peek over his right shoulder, and they're nowhere to be seen. He shot the lot of them. He put 1.5 lengths, 2 lengths on them, and the Cox Plate was his. And there's Steve McKee, part trainer, co-trainer with his father of Sunline, and look at him, he knew she was home.
How many times do you think Steve will watch the replay of the Cox Plate of 1999? He's only a young man. His dad, Trevor, is 60 years of age, and I reckon he'll watch it a few times in his retirement. And there she is, the head-on, never moved off the rail a centimetre. She just kept going strong, and Tie the Knot found the div beyond him. 8, 1 and 6. 5.60 and 2.20 for Sunline. 2.10 Tie the Knot. 2.50 for Sky Heights as we go to the presentation of the Cox Plate.
We'll go on for a long time to come. It's my great pleasure and thanks to BMW Australia to ask their Managing Director, Mr. Uwe Hartmann, to introduce the Minister, Rob Hulls, to present the trophy. Uwe Hartmann.
Thank you, Jeff. Ladies and gentlemen, for 6 years in a row, BMW has enjoyed a very close and friendly relationship with the Moonee Valley Racing Club. And today, once again, the BMW Cox Plate has proven to be one of the most exciting races in the sports of kings. What an outstanding race for BMW to be supporting as part of our worldwide involvement in horse racing. I want to congratulate Jeff Turney, chairman of the Moonee Valley Racing Club, his committee and Chief Executive Paul Brettel and his staff for staging such a stunning event. Most importantly though, congratulations to Sunline on entering the ranks of the BMW Cox Plate legends, and of course, congratulations to the winning owners, Jay McKee, T. Greens, Mrs. Lasky, and to the trainer Trevin McKee, and of course the jockey Greg Childs. It's now my great honor to ask Rob Hulse, the Minister for Racing, to present the BMW Cox Plate to the winning owners, represented by Thane Greens.
Well, what a great thrill to be here. What a great race. The greatest weight for age race in Australia, been won by a great horse. Trevor McKee has worked very hard to get this horse just right for the day. Greg Childs, sensational ride. I know you've worked hard, you've dreamed about this, and let me tell you, I know dreams can come true. I hope the horse goes on to bigger and better things. Congratulations to all the connections, and congratulations to the Moonee Valley Racing Club.
Come forward, please. Thank you. There you go, Rob. Congratulations.
President, committee and the Minister, I'll tell you what, it doesn't come any better than this. We've had some fantastic thrills. The last 600 metres, you can hear what happened to me. I don't mind losing it, but it was fantastic. We as the owners, Trevor McKee, Helen Lust and myself, we've got to thank Trevor and Stephen McKee, the trainers. They've done a fantastic job with this horse. Trevor came over with the horse. We've had 4 starts coming into today. Every time it went our favourite, and Trevor said, we're trying every time, but it's trained to go 2,000 metres. Don't get disappointed if it gets beat. And he was spot on. I think the good part from the newspaper point of view is that Sunline herself can't read. Kenny Callender said last year, scratch Sunline out of the Cox Plate, it can't take the pressure. Kenny, we can take the pressure, can you? I'd like to thank Greg Childs for the top ride today, and Greg's been on the horse 3 times for 3 wins. It's the arrangement that we've had. I'd like to thank Larry Cassidy for the rides previously. When it's in Sydney, Larry's aboard. When it's in Melbourne, Greg's aboard, and that's the arrangement that we've always had. And I'd like to thank also the unsung hero, the girl leading the horse around, Claire Bird. She's been with this horse from the day that it came over here a few months ago. She's been every hour with the horse. She spends every day with the horse.